Yeah, welcome to yet another episode of Mr. Vamos Dissects. On set today, I have the famous Trevor Ian, the only Man City fan, I think, in Uganda. I've not seen another guy in Uganda that supports Man City like Trevor Ian. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, on set, we have the man himself, Ghanaian stalwart, that will be dissecting stuff about Man City. I think we didn't have a better person to host today than him because I don't think anyone has better knowledge of this side than him. He will be telling us what's up. And then before we get into that, today we're shooting from Calibas Bar and Lodging, Chanja, just exactly below the local. If you want to do like a party, if you want to like come and have a drink with friends, come and have a good time. This is, I think it's a very quiet and decent place for you to come and wine with your friends. There's very many of you that stay in Chanja and you didn't know the spot, but you most definitely get a pin for this place and see what's up. Yeah. And then, of course, for those of you that are new on the episode, we've begun an invitational. Like I said, just turn on those notifications. Don't let the content pass you when you are not aware, and yet you can just simply press the notification bar and then get onto the content. Don't forget to like again. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. So straight into the mix. I don't know, Trevor, maybe you can tell the audience about yourself in a bit before we dissect into it.
Right. Yeah, my name is Trevor Ian Senyonjo. Like he said, the only certified, I would say certified. We have very many fans, but
Yeah, sure.
certified Man City fan in Uganda. I started supporting Man City in 2008. I started as a joke, meanwhile.
Sure.
Arab money joke at school. With
Mansour.
Shaq. Yeah, Sheikh Mansour when he came in. The Sharkists grew with that. I had a nickname that I won't share with you, but that Arab money thing came about and I started supporting the team. Before that, I wasn't supporting any football club.
Okay.
I was just a fan of football. Just loved the Beckhams, the Cristianos. I'm a Cristiano fan, so
Sure.
don't mistake me for a Man U fan. No, I
I'm a
liked
Messi fan.
Cristiano.
I'm a Messi fan. I'm a
Yes,
Messi fan.
so that's me in brief about Man City. I started supporting the team in 2008. So those people who might try to call me a glory hunter, there was no glory then, right?
No, there wasn't
There
glory.
wasn't any
There
glory then.
wasn't.
So my link to it was really an Arab money joke.
Okay.
But then I grew to like the club because we're playing very good, expansive football.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's me in a nutshell.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Well, very many at times we think guys that support Man City, Newcastle. I know those guys. I think a Newcastle fan will probably begin supporting Newcastle when
Yeah.
the club was bought by those sheikhs again, and they began
Yeah,
making
yeah,
the
yeah,
big money moves and all.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Actually, you know one, a lawyer as well. He's a Newcastle fan. The problem is with teams like ours, when the team is doing well,
yeah,
people doubt we support the team.
true.
When the team is doing badly, everyone wants to what?
Yeah, because you're not vocal when the team is not doing well. Because I also have a Man City fan. I think
Yeah.
in my Indian cohort. The man began supporting Man City and Barcelona concurrently
Concurrently.
because they had like a glory
Same,
period
yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
But when Man City is losing,
He takes
you
refuge
can't
in
feel the
Barcelona.
guy's energy. You can't really feel it. But yeah, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
All right.
So just like I said, we're going to be talking about like what transpired for this Man City side last season. Yeah. I see you're shaking your head now because I don't think stuff was Kawa.
The
Yeah.
stuff was not covered.
But I think the glory days are coming. I told you this before.
Yep.
But I think the glory days are coming. Yeah, so I think just to get into it directly, what do you think was like the best thing that happened for this Man City side last season?
Actually, like I've shared with very many guys in the sports groups
Mm,
I liked last season, not the bad days because there were so many bad days,
sure.
but I like the fact that we had bad days.
Mm,
We've been on a streak of 4 in a row,
yeah,
right?
sure, sure,
4 in a row is not sustainable.
sure,
It's really not. And I like that this was a wake up call for our management.
sure.
Things need to change. You've seen the changes now.
Yeah,
But I like the fact every time we'd lose, I wouldn't be surprised because I'm a realist. I will look at our team and say, I've told you, we had an average age of 28 people, 28 years. Playing
28.
against teams that have McAllister, Gravenberch, Saboslai,
Hey,
you can't
these are
compete
young
in that
men, yeah.
midfield. You
True,
play against João Neves, Vitinha, Ruben, Fabian Ruiz. You can't. Like the legs are not there in the midfield.
true, true.
Right now, it's all about the midfield battle. So I like the fact that this was a wake up call for us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best thing I take from that season. Now, as you see the changes,
Mm,
we've already done our business. We're done.
true.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like.
but something tells me that I don't think the business is done because you know, when you look into the season,
Yeah.
when we're getting into the new one, you know, Kevin De Bruyne is out. This
Yeah.
is like someone that has been cooking sports since he came to Man City.
Yeah.
I think they even made a mural for him outside Etihad because it was
Has a
well deserved.
mural, he has a road named after him. I think in a statue is
So
coming.
now there's, you know, when the season was starting, Gundogan came back to Man City.
Biggest mistake we have ever made.
And now I'm probably thinking when you add Gundogan onto Bernardo Silva, who is also aging
30.
well, you have a problem there. Then De Bruyne last season was not, he was really in and out.
He was really in and
Injuries and
out.
all. There's even a gamble that I think Guardiola did when he just come back from injury when they were versing Arsenal, because De Bruyne is really Arsenal's, he was actually Arsenal's main. But now that, I think that's the day he came back, and I don't know, you guys lost that game, if I'm not mistaken.
We lost 5, sir.
So I think that game, I watched that game from, there's a podcast that had gone on,
Yep.
and that day I think I predicted that. But you know, I think sometimes when I'm making predictions against Arsenal, sometimes I have like a bit of bias. And then
Mikey
because
Bender's,
that Waiki Bender, yeah, the fan bench, shout outs to those guys.
I didn't come. I was supposed to come as a
Are you
Man City
serious?
fan, but I knew. Come on. I'm live and we are going to chew 5. I knew we were going to chew 5.
Someone, everything was going on well. Arsenal scores, Man City equalizes, and we're like, okay, Man City is back into the picture. Where those other 4 goals came from, I don't really remember.
That's the thing I want to discuss, by the way. With the average age, we still know ball.
True.
Like the systems are there. You can't win 4 trophies in a row if you don't know ball.
True.
We know ball, but the legs. By the 50, you saw the goals.
Yeah,
it was 1-1. First half was okay, and then 2-1.
2-1, 3-1.
And then 3-1, 4-1, because the legs are gone. And you know, Man City, when we lose, we really lose.
Yeah, you take your goals.
We
You take
really
your goals.
lose. So the legs give way. PSG, Man City. 2-0, 54th minute.
True.
We are leading 2-0. 4-2 at the end. The legs gave way. Like I told you, the kids are young. We have 28, 30, 34 Gundogan, Kovacic 32, Bernardo 30. Come on. We can't compete with that. We really can't compete with that.
So, and then, you know, now when you talk about legs, I just get to remember like the whole PSG Inter Milan like final.
Exactly.
I think that final was even lost before it was played.
And I told people, someone was telling me, no, I told guys, Inter has no chance. Look at the backline, Acerbi.
Because Acerbi,
he's not bad, by the way. He's a very good defender.
I'll say this again.
Yeah.
What Bradley Braccola did to Acerbi is still in my head. It makes me happy all the time, but I'm still angry with him because he failed to score that. You know, for Acerbi, for a person who is old like that, I don't expect you to have conversations with kids of Simanyam, the owner of Barcelona. Now I've scored against them. Someone who beat anybody. Acerbi left the man. I don't know what he did to the guy and that whole defense. They left Acerbi chilling there.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, like that whole Inter Milan defense, and they've been buying old guys. Mkhitaryan, Acerbi.
I mean, when they played us in our final, the Man City Inter Milan final, they were really well structured.
Yeah, they were, sure.
And they competed.
True.
Because that was now prime Rodri, prime Stones with his inversions. And you saw the dribbles they made in that game.
True.
But then there they were young. This
they
is now fast forward 3 years later.
3 years later, they
couldn't compete
at
the
same
PSG.
spot.
PSG's average age is 22.
And 22. Interestingly, you know, PSG is still adding firepower. You know, by the time they bought, when they bought Desire Doué from Rennes, I probably thought this is like an average kid. But when that kid lands on you, you can't tell him anything. I really don't want to
verse PSG at the World Cup. And I'm very lucky that they're the other side of the bracket. So I would probably find them in the final, maybe.
Sure.
But anyway, we digress.
So, just another one. So, in between the players that came in and came out last season, because I think towards the end of last season, you bought 2 defenders. But somehow I believe that, you know, Pep Guardiola was going through like some marital issues in the season.
I can't blame our season on any of that. Because you will see now, those players were bought in January. In August, we only bought 1 player. We bought back Gundogan and then got Savinho. Savinho, yes, expansive, electric winger, very good, but he needed to settle in and all.
True.
But then again, we did not reinforce. We sold our best player, Julian Alvarez. We sold our best player. He was our fixer. Yeah,
he's the one who was actually putting things right. Fixer. I think he was somehow playing De Bruyne's role.
Comes into De Bruyne. Haaland is injured, he still can't strike. You need him at the wings, he's there. We sold our fixer and didn't replace him.
True.
because Savinho isn't a replacement for that.
True.
Savinho can't give us that.
True.
So we really went into the season very ill prepared. We only got into people, brought back a 33-year-old Gundogan. Don't get me wrong, Gundogan is a very good player. But
True, he is.
why did he leave Barcelona? I mean, they have Pedri, they have Gavi. 22, 21.
Fermin Lopez. De Jong. They had.
De Jong.
There's no way he was going to
kids.
play sports there.
And he went there in prime Enrique years.
Enrique
can't play that.
True.
And then when, what's his name now, the coach that came right now?
The
coach.
Hansi Flick.
Hansi Flick can't play
he
that.
Cannot play an old man.
That's
in
why
that
he
midfield.
left. And why we brought him back with open arms, I do not know. I honestly don't know.
I think somehow they figured maybe he was like a servant of the club. He still has like a career.
I mean, he led us to the treble.
Yeah.
That was it.
He was actually cooking sports when he still had the legs.
He cooked, and he can still cook. You see his runs into the box, the goals he scores. He can still cook, but the legs.
So because now I'm still critical on the two signings that were bought. I don't remember when, but you bought, I think, Victor Reis
in January,
and
Victor
then that was
Abdudekir
Kusanov.
Yeah, Kusanov.
But that kid really impresses me. I don't know. I think he's failed to settle into the team.
No, he hasn't failed to settle in. It's a money issue.
Are you serious?
We didn't want to pay the add-ons. So Kusanov played games. Remember, we had very many injuries, and Kusanov played. We bought him, and he played
immediately. Yeah, he did.
Had the fumble at the start, but
true.
Had the fumble, but we won that game. But
true.
He was solid.
True, he's very solid. He's
very good on the ball,
and I like people who tackle.
He tackles,
and he tracks back.
Tackle,
standing
tackle. He's very fast. Actually, if you clock the times, there's a run he made against in the Tottenham game. There's a run he made against, I don't know who plays on that wing, and he got the ball, and he was clocked at like 36.5. That's close to Van der Ven's.
That run, Van der Ven had the 37 kilometers.
Because he tracked back. Why? Because of course our old people in the defense.
They couldn't.
It was Akanji or Diaz couldn't.
No, but you've spoken about Akanji, but me, I think Akanji has to go.
Akanji has to go. Stones.
So in fact, right now I need you to tell me the guys who have to go, because you're talking about Akanji and it has pained me because, I usually used to see Akanji in those videos of mathematics and all. He's a mathematician.
Very brilliant. He's a genius.
But aside from that mathematics and all that jazz, I think he has to go. I don't know which other guys you think have to go, but I want you to get me from the goalkeeping thing until strike.
Scott Carson left.
And you brought an old man. I've seen you brought
33. Scott Carson was 39, sir.
Oh, so you've cut 6 years.
So we've cut it, and actually that guy is good. He was a Chelsea, he was a Chelsea, I think, third choice, but he's actually good. But of course, he's also third choice this side. I need competition for my two main keepers.
True, those
Ortega
guys.
and Ederson are there. They give us more or less the same thing, just that Ederson has a better long ball.
True,
but
reflex-wise, I think Ortega is
safe
by far.
Yeah. But then Ortega has his shortcomings. He doesn't have the long ball. So
true.
If we need to beat the press, over the press, we can't do that. But then we need competition for those 32. Ortega is 34, turning 34.
Are you serious?
Ederson is turning 32. We need young blood. We need a young keeper to come in and they see him. Okay, that's the future of the club now. We need to run out our years. We can't be benched by a young.
Wow.
So in the goalkeeping, we need to bring in someone young, but I don't think we will.
I don't think that will happen,
So that won't happen. In the defense,
it's just Kyle Walker. I've seen he's not coming back.
That's the worst captain we've ever had. A captain who abandons ship. You've watched pirate movies. Have you ever seen a captain say abandon ship? A captain goes down with his ship. You saw Jack Sparrow. Went down with his ship. Entered the Kraken and died with it. Kyle Walker abandoned ship. Said a lot of noise. He said he would trade a trophy to get Spurs a trophy. Trade one of our 6 Premier League trophies that he won for us to get Spurs a trophy.
Wow.
That's my captain. Please.
Out.
I'm lucky he's gone. Ake.
I think, Ake.
Ake is holding us hostage. You know why? We only have one left-footed centre back. That is Vadio. So Ake has to be the backup to that.
Yeah, true.
But then Ake is our best 1v1 defender.
True, very correct.
The legs. He's a bit young, but the legs.
And injuries, he's also injured all the time.
He's always injured.
Okay.
Akanji should go. Please. You've seen all the errors leading to
No, Akanji, it's mathematics aside, Akanji.
In the final of Inter Milan, the ball he gave... the
one where Pep fell down, he knew it was done.
He knew it was done. Even the Son thing fell down.
So it was Akanji again.
Yes.
It's,
Son. It's always Akanji making Pep fall. Why would you play such a player?
There's always... I think there's players who get like a lag in the middle there. Is it like now the Thomas Partey thing?
Yeah. Partey switches off sometimes.
I think Partey gets like a point and he switches off.
Yeah.
By the time he wakes up, if a team
He
is
has already
sharp,
made
they've
the
punished
mistake.
them.
Yeah. The
I think
PS3 game he switched off.
I think it's the same thing with Akanji. Because now if you tell me he's the one who did the same thing where Son missed, then I think
It's Akanji. And in all these cases, he has the ball.
and he's not under any pressure whatsoever.
Not
It's
under
just
any pressure, but he makes stands that are not needed. So he dwells so much on the ball, but he's actually good. But the edge. So I'm only getting him out because of errors leading to goals or chances that could have been goals, and then his edge. So Akanji should go. Okay, holding us hostage because he's the only other left-footed centre back. Akanji should go. Stones. He has served the team.
I think his 50 million is now done.
He's 50, but Akanji's was what? 19 million.
Akanji's money, I think, gum already. I think you guys are now. His money must have gum already.
It's really gum. We should stop milking.
Hey.
We aren't paying any add-ons anymore. There were no add-ons. Because Dortmund was like.
Dortmund actually was looking for where to dispose him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because no one was
and
really.
We picked him up. It was a bargain then, but now it's done. So in defense, Akanji and Ake should. Sorry, Akanji and Stones. Stones always injured. When he's around, he's a very good player.
Yeah, he can actually play in the middle as well.
And he can't play in the middle. He can invert into the middle.
Yeah,
he can't play in the middle. He can invert into the middle. And
put him there a bit and...
Yeah. In midfield, please, all of them should go. None should stay. Rodri is 29. We need serious competition for Rodri. We've not done that. Nico Gonzalez is...
Yeah, but I'm still trying to understand. What's Gonzalo's actual position?
He's a 6. But I think, and by the way, you should know this, and I know you know this. Partey used to bench Rodri at Madrid.
Yeah, I know that bit. Atletico, I know that bit. That bit.
That's how Nico Gonzalez, Rodri at Atletico Madrid, that's how Nico Gonzalez used to play. Draws on the ball. You saw him, I think, in the second game we played against, I can't even name the team. It was something like that.
Wydad Casablanca, I think.
Yeah. No.
It's not the
Duara, some team we played.
In the
second team we played.
In the World Cup.
World Cup. Nico Gonzalez draws so much on the ball, but he's good when he's like in the sitting position to like disperse of the balls. So Nico will need. I don't think Nico can play with Rodri because now Rodri has to sit. Okay, he can actually play with Rodri if you want to lock it up. We could play Rodri, Nico, and then Ryan Diaz to be like the brains and all that. But the problem is we bought these people. But Pep has made Bernardo captain. I don't know if it's his farewell run.
That thing is still disturbing me, by the way, because that means it's the same thing he did to Kyle Walker.
Exactly.
And I think we're following the same.
Gundogan,
exactly.
Fernandinho, companies last season.
I don't know. Is it like a farewell something?
I think it is. But then, at least what I understand from that is, Man City's captain never starts games.
True.
So but man, I hope Bernardo
starting games at Man City is like a rumor.
It's a rumor.
Because
I think even the coach is shocked when he sees.
Because for fantasy managers, I think if you have like a Man City player,
should be who? Haaland maybe. But even now, Haaland is being.
Haaland these days is also benching. Yeah. So guys who are going to be using Man City, I think Man City players. I think the only person.
Stay away from our midfield. Stay away.
Maybe Gavado might play in that defense. It looks like a constant because they normally play him everywhere. Center.
But now we have Ait-Nouri. So he can't go back down that.
And there's no way he's benching Nouri. That's...
We can't. If we bench Nouri, then Guardiola should just.
He should go home. Yeah, he should.
Really go. Because you bought the one thing you needed. We still need some help on the right back, but I don't know what's.
No, but I think Nouri is the one.
Nouri is the one. I saw him against Juve. Technically brilliant. Doesn't lose the ball. That's the one thing I want from a defender. Don't lose the ball. The moment you lose, that's a goal.
The beauty about him is that he has a dribble in him. I like defenders that know how to dribble.
He can beat his man.
Exactly.
In our half and in the opponent's half. So that's good. Guardiola had those runs to like score goals.
True.
Ait-Nouri creates. Guardiola couldn't create. But now that Guardiola is being pushed into centre back and is left-footed, it opens up our whole concept of trying to have wide guys going forward, and then we have Guardiola who can like go that side, Rodri drops, and then we have like a back three. So I think, yeah.
So you've said in the midfield, everyone has to go.
Everyone has to go. Bernardo has to go. Of course he won't.
Okay.
I mean, in my view.
No, he's not going anywhere. After giving you an unban, you can.
Should go.
Gundogan should actually chill.
He should really go.
He should.
Gundogan should really go. Kovacic should just stay injured.
He's injured again, right? He's currently injured.
Again. He had surgery. He will be back, I think, in September, October.
But when he comes back, he should go.
I don't know to who, but he should go.
No, they'll look for him. Someone will.
I think that's our midfield. You don't have midfielders.
But you don't have midfielders. Those are the only three that were there. Apart from the guys that you brought in.
Rodri is back. Ryan Diaz, Nico. That's it.
And now
In
when
the wide places, Grealish should really go.
Grealish is going.
That's old ball.
That one standard.
Ball.
No, but you know, look into Grealish. I think Grealish football has been. It's like very predictable football. It's just if a defender comes like speed, like you know those defenders who come and they jump at you, they'll embarrass you.
Yeah.
But if you wait for him to do whatever he's doing, I'm now picturing Grealish versus like Nathan Ake, Bolonji. He will not smell anything. That's how predictable Grealish is.
Very predictable.
But still, Napoli wants him. I think he should go.
He should go to. But where will he play in Napoli?
I think he's going to be coming
Napoli
from the left.
Things work.
Going to be playing from. You know, Kvaratskhelia was sold.
When Conte wants you, he knows what he's going to
do.
I mean, we saw with Gilmour and we're like, what is that? But now you see.
Is now Terminator.
He's good.
Phil Foden?
Should go. Why am I saying should go? Because what is he going to do for us now? Phil Foden needs to be now like Saka. Saka is Man City. Sorry, Saka is Arsenal.
Hey.
Phil Foden needs that to be good. That's why he was player of the season. The last season, De Bruyne wasn't there. Step up. There's no one else to do it. Only you can do it. Phil will do that. But right now we have Brian Chaki, we have Savinho, we have Doku. Every time Doku gets the ball, the fans.
The Doku is electric.
The fans also.
No, but you know I'm a Doku. You know I'm a very big Doku fan. Just that sometimes his output is lacking. But somehow I think if Pep can really like.
But now he has Aït-Nouri. You saw the difference. With Aït-Nouri, he knows he doesn't have to be wide all the time. He can cut it.
Because Doku is a very electric footballer. But now, unpopular opinion. I think, you know, we forget Oscar Bob. But a fit Oscar Bob, personally, I'd play an Oscar Bob ahead of a Phil Foden. I don't know where.
That's my biggest regret from last season. Last season was Oscar Bob's season.
But he got injured.
You saw him in the pre-season.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, my Lord. The connection with Haaland was there.
You know they're from the same country, right?
Yeah, no way. He had the number locked down. And then, guess who broke his leg?
Who broke his leg?
Bernardo Silva.
But you know, football is like now in Ugandan football, when I know that you're playing my position, I can injure you. Somehow I think those things work a bit.
He didn't injure him, he just rolled over his and then snapped in two.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a video, I think you'll see it in that. They have a YouTube of his coming up. So they actually showed.
So because Phil Foden, I don't know if it's biased.
Okay, let me ask you this. Where will Foden play in our team?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know anywhere he can play.
He has a starting lineup. We're like, put Foden somewhere. Where would you put him? You, personally.
Right now, I think for me, Foden. Yeah. I think Foden is finished. But Foden is supposed to be like Saka, like you said. Yeah. But now, Pep has played him everywhere. Yeah. 10, 8, 11, 7, makeshift striker, false 9. And I think now he's probably thinking a lot of things in his head. Where can I play? But
so many instructions, because when he's playing that number, different instructions.
It's like how you're playing FIFA and you put an instruction in your player. At attack, at defend, at on the press, do like this.
Yeah.
When the goals begin raining in, you're not going to say anything about it.
If I'm making a Man City lineup, I really have nowhere to put for him. Me personally, I have nowhere, and it's good. I need him to go do like a Cole Palmer and go somewhere and make it.
True.
Oscar Marketing as well. Marketing should go. Not because it's bad.
That's like an England kid.
Yeah, there's nowhere to put
I think that one will play bench until he decides to make a big move, a big step to like.
But this is the last opportunity to make a big move. Because he's captaining. I think
I was under 21. No, good. I saw they qualified. They beat Netherlands. This Liverpool kid squad a brace.
Yeah.
They're now going back to the final or something.
There should be a game this weekend. We could be talking that there's a game tonight.
That kid, that's his name again. That Liverpool kid who has been playing under 21 for like 10 years. Hey, Harvey Elliott.
I don't know how he's still young.
That kid has played under 21 for like 10 years.
We can't be competing with Bernardo Gundogan against such kids.
Hey.
Curtis Jones, Elliott, Sabos, like, come on. We really can't. We need legs.
Hey.
And with Rangers, you really can't see legs. You can't see legs. Like, he's everywhere.
The Rangers actually plays everywhere on a football pitch.
He can actually play the 6 as well.
Yes, he can. And now in the strike, you already.
Striker.
That's Haaland.
Marmoush can play forward. And you saw against Juve, we were so expansive.
No, but against Juventus, you guys were too explosive. I feared.
Exactly.
That day I woke up in the morning and I was scared.
Because Marmoush can go, drift right, can drift left, and then you still have to. Where's Doku? Where's Savinho? Because Marmoush is down that side. You have to track them. And now when they attack the center backs of the other team, come on. You saw Kalulu. The man scored himself
No,
an own goal
Kalulu, they're
because he thought
very.
Doku was
I've not seen a
behind.
beautiful own goal like that one. He
No,
struck
because he
it
thought Doku
well.
was behind. That's
No,
what's
and
going
you
through
know
his mind.
Kalulu is still like, you have been watching Kalulu. He was in AC Milan. You know
Yeah.
the problem with Italian clubs, the players keep
Yeah,
rotating in all those clubs. You can play AC Milan, Juve, and all those guys.
yeah.
Kalulu was in AC Milan. He was gambling. So then somehow Juve is like, first we shall make him cook.
Yeah.
But these are defenders that
You saw the other defender was, I think, Lloyd Kelly.
they bought him from Bournemouth,
Yeah.
and I think they want to cash in.
They're going to cash in. They don't have guys.
I'm like, what do you mean?
I mean, it might pan out because Premier League is really.
It's tight.
So if they get there, they could actually play well, but we really open them. I think he made a mistake playing a back three against us. Because if we have those three forwards that are really electric, you need a right back and a left back. That's really on them.
Sure.
Kostic was up front. Left.
If Kostic came back, then Kostic should also leave those guys. Story
Should
for
also
another day.
leave
But
those guys,
Kostic,
yeah.
they sent him on loan last season.
Yeah.
I saw, what's this formation? Like the Amorim formation where you have
Three
guys, then and now that guy after the three guys.
Yeah.
Somehow Kostic began playing that role.
Yeah.
Before he knows it, he'll begin playing number 3 properly.
Yeah. That's what happens to most.
Before he knows it.
Most good wingers. You saw Ashley Young, Valencia.
Hey.
But anyway, we digress.
So I think Haaland is a constant. He has to be there.
He signed.
But no, I was recently looking at players who've played 300 games and the goals they've scored.
Yeah.
They're considering Haaland, Messi,
and
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
If Haaland continues scoring goals, he'll
20.
do at that age.
Yeah.
He will do more things than these two guys have done. But the problem with Haaland is one: injuries. Haaland gets an injury that will sit him out for at least 3 months every season.
And there is just niggles in his toes.
I think, man. When you're a cyborg,
yeah,
your body is not going to be like.
We need to really invest in those. I don't know what they're called, but those doctors.
Hey.
So what they did with Wemby, and we also need to regulate minutes.
Hey.
Haaland can't be playing every other game. That's Pep's mistake, by the way.
But he plays very many games. He does.
He doesn't make subs.
He does.
Even in the FIFA World Cup, we have 5 subs. Pep rarely makes 5 subs in a game.
He wants to
milk.
milk.
We could actually be losing. We are losing 4-2 against PSG, and he's making no sub. But that's wrong. That's wrong.
And yet I think the guys on the bench, when you're on the bench, you're always looking to I want to come and make an impact.
Make an impact. The guys on the bench are hungry to give you something.
I think that still comes back to my next question about the coach. Because sometimes I think in football, one of these days, I think coaches have become too rigid. Yeah. Because if, now, there's a time where Ederson has very many downs, very many at times. But now the coach is going to play him.
Yeah.
Today, tomorrow.
I mean, it will also be because he trusts him. We saw with what was his name? Bravo. He came, brought in Bravo, and Bravo did it to us. But he stuck with him, and it kind of panned out. But then we switched to that bold man that's now over in Chelsea, where now, and forget his name. But Pep really sticks to his Bernardo Silva. You have no reason as to why that man is on our team, but he will play.
So because I think these coaches are now rigid. Me, I like to look at it in the angle of I was looking at this Chelsea coach last season, Maresca. He went and bought some kid from Leicester, Jusbury Hall.
Yeah. Because he used him.
Because Jusbury Hall was pivotal when they were doing.
Yeah.
Jusbury Hall has not played even 60 minutes of a Premier League game.
For World Cup, are they still in?
Yes, they are. They actually
played the last game. That's the only game it started.
So I'm thinking, but these coaches, I think maybe we probably have not gotten those certificates and all, but sometimes I think it should be basic. If I'm not cooking sports, take me out, bring somebody. If that person comes and doesn't cook, look for what to do. But now, if you're going to keep playing now, remember the Foden thing?
Yeah.
Foden was a shadow of himself last season, but he played games consistently.
Yeah, until he got injured. He was forced out by the injury, but he kept playing.
And there's reached a point. Foden took I don't know how many months without scoring, but he was playing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Cole Palmer stopped scoring goals in February. I didn't see Palmer scoring again.
Palmer is going down that path, this Foden path. Well, which number does Palmer play?
I don't know.
He's a 10, right? But he's never in that because Chelsea's playing 3 in the middle. Enzo, what's his name? Caicedo and some other guy who plays there by the way.
Chelsea, you can't even be sure who they are playing. Can't.
Then they put Palmer this side. Bench Madueke, I don't know why. You would bench Madueke or Neto. or put Neto their side and then put Palmer this side.
Well, we're still here. We're still looking for someone to tell us about Chelsea because that Chelsea conversation, eh? Man, me, I don't understand that team how it does. You know, I have there's some cousin of mine I have who keeps telling me when the season started and Maresca was cooking.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to see us.
Hey, wait, you should really not.
I'm like, but me, I was not
you should
me.
really not meet Chelsea fans when they're hyping.
Me, I was like, you know, Maresca can't tell me that. Maresca was leading the championship until December by like 12 points. Maresca is like, you don't know me well. You're not familiar with my game. Before we knew it, when January started, Maresca was level on points with the guys who were second. Do you know what it means to lose like 4 straight games in a league?
I mean, we even did it in the Premier League. He was up there, went down, but I know he came back up.
And now,
honestly, don't know
the beauty about Chelsea guys is when they're winning, they're in your inbox.
Mine, I have a brother, Chelsea fan. From 06 Mourinho days. Typical Chelsea fan.
Hey.
He's actually a Mourinho guy, but he stuck with Chelsea because of Abramovich, I think, also. But when you see them, when they make a signing, you know Chelsea signs like 10 people.
Hey, true.
Hope renewed.
We're back. We're back FC.
We are back FC. But I don't know. It will take years, maybe 1 or 2 years. Not this season, no. This season, no.
So, just a quick one before we go into like a break.
Yeah.
So, what do you think Man City could probably do better from last season? Just like you said, you take positives from maybe having like a bad season because it gives a wake-up call to the players.
Yeah.
So what do you think can get this side competing again?
Play young players, one for the legs, but most importantly, the desire to win. Abdelkadir Kusnov helped his team qualify for the World Cup. For the first time,
whatever that thing is, yeah.
He helped them qualify for the World Cup because he's young and hungry. And he knows he now has the team is on his back. I mean, he's a defender, but he plays the whole back line. If you watch those games, he's everywhere.
He's a solid. So
we play such a person on the Man City team to supplement on our leaders in Diaz and I don't know who else could play there. Ovadio. We need to play. You could actually play 2, by the way. Because if Nunez is being, he's fast.
Yeah,
he can play 2. Actually, would. Maybe I can't use to play 2 for us. We used to use 4 defenders. He could play 2.
True, he can
actually do that. So we need to play people who have not yet won something. People who have the desire to win. Nico Gonzalez, does he have a trophy to his name? Nada.
I doubt.
He needs Ryan Diaz. I don't know. Did he win anything?
Ryan Diaz, no, it was just playing sports. They didn't win anything last season.
So give these Mamouche, Frankfurt, really 1 and something. Maybe.
All I know is that by the time Man City buys Mamouche, he had crazy goals, but the team was not.
Exactly. So play these hungry people. You see, Mamouche wants to shoot every chance he gets.
And he actually has a shot in him.
And he has a shot.
He does.
But with Pep ball, don't shoot. But he's doing it.
True.
So we need to think outside the box, play these people, let Doku be expressive, let him express himself. Doku beat Trent. We lost 2-0, but Trent was beaten 9 times in a game that his team is winning. That speaks volumes to the winger you have there.
Right now, if you give me a winger that goes head-on with a defender, I'll take him on any day.
Any day. And Savinho is also building up that confidence, cutting in from that side. He just doesn't have the shot. I saw him shoot with his right leg. I don't know why.
I don't know how. I was very shocked when I saw him scoring that Chiboko from outside the box. I didn't think he was the one. I didn't think he was the one. But the commentator first called him. He called him.
I think Gundogan at first.
He called him some. He didn't call him Savinho. He was shocked that he was actually the one.
But I think he shot because he was about to lose the ball.
True.
And he was on his right foot. So he was like, I would rather put it forward than lose it. But let the kids express themselves. Give Oscar Bob a running. You know, if you give Oscar Bob one, and the problem with Man City, I think, is the change of lineups every game.
There's no consistency.
And that's what I also told these Chelsea guys. Give Madueke 5 games. You'll get the Madueke.
True. Madueke is actually a cook.
Bench him, play him, bench him, affect him.
Then you begin jazzing Madueke.
Play him, chop strength like a problem. The next game is bench.
He's on bench. Grealish comes and begins taking people to the side. He brings you back on the right.
Give Doku 5 games. You will get the Doku you want. You will have like a Vinicius. I mean, you don't see Vinicius being benched.
No, cannot.
He could have a bad game.
Even when he has stinkers, he's still Vinicius. He's going to cook.
He will get you something.
True.
He will get you something. I think that's what we tried with Foden, but
No, Foden, I think, I said, now, the thing of being an Englishman and all that, I have my bias on those Englishmen.
They are one dimension.
Apart from Harry Kane, Who I don't have a problem with, he's a machine.
Harry Kane, I think, tweaked his, but no, he used to play like that even when they was at Tottenham, was loaned down to the
To the
championship.
soccer team he was in,
He was still playing like that. Drop back, push the guys forward,
Hey.
arrive, and then no one is seeing you.
Hey.
No one is tracking you because they saw you pass the ball in the midfield.
Hey.
That's how Harry Kane is different from the typical England striker, and he's a poacher, which is, I mean, we expect from a striker. But he makes a run into he ghosts at the right time. So we just need to do that, really, have something new. I'm happy that we now have a coach has already changed our press.
You got like a new coach.
Pep Lindia.
Lindia something.
Like
I even thought it was actually Tijani's.
Liverpool. He's from Liverpool. Was Klopp's
Hey, yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
Was Klopp's guy. Then Kolo Toure. Haven't seen, but he worked in our academy. So
I saw him running with the guys, but motivation Skaraba Bulunji inside.
No, Pep needs new voices in his.
Hey.
That's you saw the man talking to himself. He needs people to talk to that will actually talk back, because Pep Lindia used to talk back to Klopp and they actually argue on the touchline. That's what Pep needs.
Hey.
That's not working. Bounce him. I told you Ederson is going to make a mistake. I think that's what he told him.
Hey.
When they sat down, they're like,
take the guy.
I mean, you know that.
Hey.
Let's anticipate that and try to tell him to avoid. Because what was that pass to Bernardo? Bernardo is the most technically gifted player in the Premier League. He has 89, 90 dribbling. He has the highest.
He is.
So if he gets the ball, he'll beat his man. He will twist.
That ball didn't even reach.
It did not reach
the foot.
He tried to stretch but he couldn't. That goes back to Ederson. So we just need to know all the things that went wrong last season, and not do those things again. That's what we need to do.
Beautiful, beautiful. So let's just come back in a bit. We are cooking something for you guys. Pretty sure you guys will be impressed by what's coming.
They are not ready for this.
They're not ready. You're sure?
Really not ready. They could have had a teaser last night, but they're not.
Man, you guys and viewers, I know you guys are working with Zuckerberg and his guys, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can see my guest has changed his sleeves. Yeah, I'll just leave him with the owners to tell us what beauty of a piece he's donning right now. Huh?
Yeah. So this is our very new jersey from Avac, the leading jersey maker in Uganda.
Endorsed.
I mean, you can also
endorsed,
see.
Yeah, endorsed.
Also has an Avac jersey. My team is Hornbills. This is the Namilyango year of 2008-2013. Our jersey is a very nice concept of 6 years at the college, Namilyango College, and it's basically the Renaissance. Hard word, but that's the pronunciation. Easier word is renewing or revival.
Hey, you guys are cooking, yeah? You're cooking something.
You know, we are the season 1 champions of the Bengal League, but that's 2019. So we are now back.
Yeah, but having a star is very key.
Yeah, having a
star. As long as a jersey has a star.
We need more. We need more stars. So we are now back and we're building onto that to, run it back like season 1.
Okay.
The concept has, like I said, very many things from our 6 years at college. We got 100% in senior 4. So that's also there. My most noticeable one is regret. Shout out to those guys and girls that refuse to go social with us. We also have them here. And then, of course, some of our social dates names are there.
Oh, wow. You guys are romantics, eh?
Yeah, some of our colleagues that passed on.
Okay.
So have their names there. But yeah, so that's the concept. Like I said, it's the renewal, the revival of the Hornbills. And yeah, I'm really happy to be part of the management that has brought this into fruition.
Yeah, I think it's actually a beautiful piece. Yeah. So I think the people who want to buy, I'm most definitely going to get myself one of these things, because I think Mr. Vamos will slap behind there. And now I want to put on jerseys that have stars going forward. I don't want to be putting on jerseys.
I mean, of course, the bin is going to get a star.
No, the bin is going to get a star most definitely next season.
Yeah.
Of course, my Knights have a star on them already. So as long as it didn't have a star, don't bring close to me going forward. I think that's one of the plans I had 2025, and God is working things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just in case guys want to make an order
Yeah,
for
in
that
case you want
guy.
to make an order, of course, you have to reach out to me, the big man, as you people call me. Avak is selling this at 110.
Okay.
I think 10 is for taxes. You know, they import these jerseys.
VAT
So yeah,
and all those
VAT,
guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
customs duty, infrastructure levy, all that.
Mm.
So yes, the price of the jersey 110,000 Ugandan shillings. You can get yourself a very nice Renaissance jersey.
I don't think this is about an Ingonian and all that. As long as it's a beautiful thing, just
Yeah.
put it on. I like to.
I mean, I'm not going to play in my jersey. I'm not going to use this jersey on the pitch. I'll use some other jersey, same, but this one is now for being here on the channel and going to the. If so, don't be surprised when you find me in the bar rocking the Renaissance.
So just in fact, I just remembered. So you guys have a friend there. I just want you to tell me. You've been. There's two words that I've been sending my boys coming to the friendly. By the I'm a proud knight.
Yeah.
Dejeko 2009, 2014. And we happen to have a friendly with you guys. There's what you've been sending me every week. I've been forwarding the messages to my guys.
Yeah. So if you were paying attention to what's going on in the country, at Watoto we're doing a week of prayer and fasting.
Okay.
So I was just trying to get you guys on board,
Okay.
to reconnect and renew yourselves for the next half of the year.
Okay.
But in football terms, I really meant you guys should really be praying,
Should be
because
praying.
what is going to happen to you tomorrow, I don't know. I don't think anyone is ready for
So
this.
it's just Simuntu in simple terms.
It's just Simuntu, new jersey, new management, new everything. Even the ball will be new. I mean, you'll still be wearing your old jersey, but
No, but it's still an Avac and it has a star. A jersey that has a star,
does not get old.
it doesn't get
It
old.
doesn't get old.
Can even put on that thing for like a month. But the star is
The star is there.
like how you put on like a polo shirt until that horse goes off.
Until the rider falls off.
Until the rider falls off the horse.
Yeah.
You can't steal that.
You can't steal that.
Well, yeah. Away from that, I think as we wrap up this, I just want Trevor to tell us about two things. FIFA Club World Cup. In fact, three things. FIFA Club World Cup. The new signings that you bought, you guys have really bolstered the squad.
Yep.
And then, where do you guys think you'll finish next season? And who do you think is your biggest competition next season?
So let's start with the FIFA Club World Cup. Going into it, I really didn't expect much, but with the signings, of course, I got excited, and I'm happy to see that the coach is actually rotating the team
every game he's been.
There's been 11 new players on the pitch, which is good, and I like that he's letting them express themselves. So I've actually been very impressed by the 3 matches we played. 1-2-0, 2-0, and then 2-1, I think. Then now the 5-2.
That Juve.
I think the 5-2 showed us a bit of the laxity we have at the back there, but we can build on that if we play
Stepping
the
stone, yeah.
But we got an easy draw. And the bracket side we are on should really get us to the
It's actually
final.
smooth.
Yeah,
smooth.
It's smooth sailing. We'll play Al
Hilal,
Hilal, and then maybe Inter, and then maybe whoever gets up from there in the Chelsea,
Benfica, Porto,
bracket. So I expect us to be in the final. Minimum expectation is reach the final, because the Giants on their side, PSG, are really biggest, opponent, I would say, because like I said at the start of this, that midfield is really a dream for any manager.
Any manager gets that midfield and it's done. So who don't you want to face that side?
Only PSG. PSG. But then, if PSG is out, that means Inter Miami might be in, because Inter Miami is on home ground. They have fans because of that Kaman.
No, but me, I think Inter Miami, not the Kaman.
The Kaman.
Was he a Ronaldo guy?
Ronaldo fan.
No, but well, take nothing away from Inter Miami, but I don't think they have the legs.
Don't have the legs.
They don't.
But the coach is a bit not like Pep, that he will keep using those guys. I mean, he's using Suarez and all that on these weak teams, and they were scoring goals. But I think against PSG, he will try to, we'll see that game. We'll actually see that.
Because, man, me, I don't see where Mascherano picks. And I've been watching the games before they came to the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
That man was losing everything.
They were losing.
Everything. Yeah. So, man, I think it will. Anyway.
They have the legs, but okay, PSG should really watch them. So, but if I find PSG the final, I know they will have been worked by the Bayerns on that side, the Real Madrid.
There's Real Madrid.
Juventus is also that side. So they'll really be worked to, make their way to the final. So at the minimum, we make the final. That would be a good. The maximum I expect, of course, okay, the maximum I expect is to reach the final. The minimum is eh, still reach the final. I don't
But
expect us to win it, but at least reach the final.
now you see, after PSG lost against, is it Botafogo or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah.
You know, the coach said that the performance that those guys put, they've been the only team from last season that has managed to keep their striking at bay.
Yeah.
And now after losing that, I'm thinking this PSG team might be beaten a bit. They can lose
You
now.
see, and like we started this
Mm,
discussion, when you overwin,
mm.
PSG did they do the treble? They did the treble. PSG
They
did the
did.
treble. They did. When you overwin,
Mm.
there is that fatigue that builds
Hey,
in. You saw what happened. I mean, you beat us, but we were just off winning the Premier League. Then we came for the FA Cup final. We
hey.
did nothing in that
Did
game.
that final you guys didn't
We
show?
we're just
Didn't,
happy to be there.
didn't
We're really
show.
just happy to be there.
Didn't.
So I think that's what's happening to PSG right now. The players went out of the camp, celebrated, went hard on their celebration because it was the first trophy.
Mm.
Same like us, I think. It was the first trophy for them, the Champions League. They went out and then they went into their, national teams, and by the time they came back, the chemistry wasn't there. But I believe if they go through that bracket and make it to the final, we'll see the PSG of. I was going to say old, but the PSG of just here.
Of just here when they
May,
watched Inter.
yeah, in May when they watched
But
Inter and watched every team. I mean,
well,
they watched me.
well, I don't know if Man City captivated me with that performance against Juventus, but
Yeah.
me, I think if Pep
I
actually
think
goes on to
what could have caught your eye was our attack. The attacks were really well built. The city of old. You see the goal coming. You see the goal coming. That Doku goal, typical City play. Play it, spray it wide, make the run, cut the ball in, beat your man, you're scoring a goal.
Typical.
The Haaland goal, typical goal.
Typical.
Through, cut back, Haaland. I mean, you can't miss that. So that's the City of old on the attacking side. On that ball from Yildiz to what's his name?
That Juventus kid,
The striker, the big man.
hey, Vlahovic.
It can't happen on a pitch. And Akanji was standing next to Diaz.
No, Akanji, we already want
so
him out.
Why is my left back tracking the striker?
Needs to go. I repeat again, he needs to go. So
that pass from Yildiz from way near the center line, that can't happen in a football match. The first goal, I mean, we gave it to them. Okay, I can't say we gave it to them, but we made an error leading to the goal. But that second goal was really Juve just splitting our whole team in one pass. And that's the City of old again. Concede goals that, okay, maybe from a counter. I'm lucky we didn't concede one from a counter. That's because we're now pressing well. They can't counter us. But one pass can't really do that to us. So maybe there is a concern there. But I think Rodri was off.
Man, Rodri, I don't know, man.
No, he was off the pitch. He's coming back from injury, but he was off the pitch when that happened. At least.
But regardless, I think, when you're coming back from those injuries, even in the first games he's been playing, he's not like that thing. I think that the thing about knee injuries is that I think it's like a work in progress.
There is a time he was chasing the Juve right wing back. Man, Rodri was not shifting.
You can't. You
even
can't come back. Shifting. You can't. It's hard.
Shifting. So he needs those young Ryan Diaz, Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah, he needs guys around him to cook. Yeah.
And then of course I'm excited for Chakchi. Chakchi. Who else do we have up front? Mamouche. I think.
Mamouche will be his season. It will be his season.
Because what he did in just the 6 months.
It will be his season. This is it.
Game he scored the hat-trick in. Wow. First half hat-trick. Wow.
I remember that day on my Twitter, I was like, Mamouche will score his first goal. I usually call your goals, even the Savinho goal. Because, someone asked me, how do you see this? When you watch a player for some time and you look at the opposition he's playing,
you see
somehow you look at the goal and you're like, this is a goal that he needs to like. But Mamouche
in that game was like Haaland against, what's that team? Club 7 in the Champions League. Leipzig. Guardiola's team. Everything that knocked Haaland's foot just
was
went
entering.
That's what happened to Mamouche in that game. Very brilliant.
But now you see, for me, for Czechia, on his debut, things are not moving. Kawa.
That's because I will say this for them. You see, every time he's on the pitch, but this time around it was different. Foden would actually let him. Chakchi is the kind of player that wants to get the ball off you and then give it back to you, but expect to get it back when he makes the run. So Foden would do that and then drift to the other side and leave Chakchi on this side. But we need to learn that he's our new man. It's either him or Mamouche, but I think Mamouche is being wide or strike or forward. So in the midfield, we need to know that our De Bruyne now, the prince, the new prince.
So which means he's supposed to be in front of the midfield, right?
In front of the midfield.
And now, you know, I've been watching his videos. You know, when the ball comes from up, there's a way
Hey, Mahrez screen.
there's a way he puts that ball to rest
Rest.
on the ground. That I think is not normal. Like,
And when
you
you
know,
do that, you put the defender off.
you know, it's not normal.
Because the defender didn't expect you to do that. So when you do, okay, now I have to, and he's thinking, and then you're going.
You know, I think it's not normal. You know, there's a time we're still doing physio, and there's a guy who was like coaching us on like ball control and bitching.
Yeah.
It'd be like, let that ball come, and you try to like gain it to sleep like that. I can guarantee you, all the 3 months we did, no ball stopped like that. That man makes the ball sleep on the
Yeah,
ground.
and I'm very happy that we actually have this Club World Cup because I know we will have a preseason as well.
True.
But we need this when he's still fresh.
Yeah, true.
Still fresh from his express from his season that side.
Leon.
Let us let him express himself. I mean, there's nothing to lose. Let's make the final. That's good for us. I mean, do you expect us to win this?
The Club World Cup?
Yeah. No.
Well, initially,
no, the city that you know.
The city that I know.
From last season.
The one from last season cannot.
It cannot. It's kind of the same. I mean, we are going to start. Okay, Rodri will start, but then Gundogan and Bernardo will be on the team.
Yeah, but as long as Akanji and Co are still there.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So I just need Pep to let these boys
express themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how we did that with Doku and Savinho. He didn't even actually bench Savinho in the game. I think he benched Doku, but didn't bench Savinho. Took him off, I think, in the last minute. But that's what I need from Pep. Let the boys just have a run at their men, beat their men, try to put the ball through. I love that. So yeah, I just need Chakchi to be let to express himself. Nuri, we saw his brilliance.
Yeah, Nuri is for keeps.
I'm actually very excited.
Nuri,
if we could get a right back in Cambia. So there's that kid at the World Cup. I've forgotten his name. Very nice.
Which
kid.
team is that?
A Brazilian team, I think. Brazilian team. I've forgotten his name, but we could actually get him. He played against, was it Madrid? Or which team? He was brilliant.
Because if you get a right back, you're finished. As it's like the Liverpool. It's like the Liverpool thing now. Frimpong this ends. That KK's kid this ends. I think it's going to be explosive on those. They're going to be gaining that.
It's a bit of course, an upgrade, but still, it's like they're getting a prime Trent in going forward, Frimpong, and then a prime Alexander
Agundi Robertson
in Kakes. I think that's what we're also getting from our Nuri. Nunez.
And Nunez, I think this season will help him understand his role properly.
He needs to understand that he's actually going to play that number.
If he wants to play.
Yeah.
If he wants to play.
Yeah. So going into the next season, my expectation is top 4, but I mean, we achieved top 4 when we were at our worst.
Even when you were at yours, yeah.
So that's the minimum expectation from our team. I don't expect us to win it, but I expect us at least to put up. We didn't fight at all last season.
You didn't. Last season you didn't.
So I expect us to put up a fight against Liverpool to preempt your.
So Liverpool is your main competition next season.
Our main competition is Liverpool because now see they have Wits. Did they need Wits? They really did.
I don't think they needed Wits.
But they have Wits. They still have Szoboszlai. They still have McAllister. They still have Gravenberch. Gravenberch is the engine of.
No, Gravenberch had a very beautiful season.
Why? Because he's being led to express himself. You remember the Gravenberch in Bayern? You didn't even know his name. You knew they had a black.
He hardly played games, by the way.
But now they're letting him express himself.
And what's interesting about him, he actually dribbles players in that CDM of his.
He's actually not a CDM,
He's not, but most of the time he finds himself in that position.
Yeah, because McAllister sits, but he's like a registrar. Now Gravenberch is the enforcer everywhere. He's the Kante now, everywhere.
It's comfortable on the ball. There's a move he did on Casemiro and his bad days last season, and the whole midfield opened like this.
Yeah. What Gravenberch does, I think I can only equate it to what Neves gives PSG, because Vitinha will sit, do the whole registration, and distribute the ball, be the registrar. But then Neves is Neves had Bernardo Silva in his pocket. He's a midfielder, but he was attacking.
Neves, the only thing why I still like Neves up to date is what he did for me on Saka. Whenever Saka would organize himself to pull the trigger, man would just poke the ball.
Just poke it. Saka falls down. They're like, boss, the ball
and they cry for penalty or something.
The ball is their side. How are you shooting this side and the ball is their side? Clearly, the boy poked it away. He makes so many last-ditch tackles that are always right.
Very important.
Because why? He's faster than all these other people. He's the youngest person on every pitch he's on. Apart from maybe when Yamal is on the same pitch with him. But we saw what Mendes did to Yamal.
Mendes,
But I like the new breed of those young players.
Mm.
By the way,
I think the future is bright.
the future is
Future
very
is very
bright.
bright.
For Man City, I just want us to get these young players, let them express themselves, and then we build on that. Build on
Okay.
that. Yeah.
So for us, Man United, you're not seeing us.
You only positive you can take from any season is that you beat us.
Eh.
That I give to you as a
Ah,
gift.
man.
I like to help, the poor. So I give you that. But your club is poor.
Ah,
I
we
don't know
know
if you
that.
know.
We know that. We
So I
know
like
that.
to help the poor. So we give you that as a gift every season. So that your fans have something to talk about. We beat Man City and then what? You were
And then we
15,
beat
16.
Man City.
15, 16.
I don't remember. That's
You
how
were
bad it
there.
was. That's how.
So your team, I expect nothing.
Okay.
Why? Amarin has not. He has failed to get the players that play the system he plays.
Mm.
Because now you're getting who? Cunha and who? Mbeumo.
Mbemo, that transfer is taking very long. We're getting tired. We're
He's not
getting tired.
coming. Isn't the Mbeumo's coach going to Tottenham?
He is, but he said he wants Man United. Just that they've now rejected 2 bids in it. So,
I think he will go to Tottenham. I actually do believe he will go
no,
to
but I
Tottenham.
don't think he will go to them because man,
One of them went to Tottenham. Who? Who's going to Tottenham? One of them.
nah, none of them went. It's only the coach.
One of the
The
coach.
other guy went to Arsenal. The midfielder guy, Nogard something, went to Arsenal. Here we go.
Arsenal bought a player.
Yes, they did. You know, Partey is moving out, so they bought Nogard too. So then, what do you think about Arsenal? Is it going to?
Party is going to be a hard thing to fill. They had a
So
very
they've now
difficult.
lost Partey. They lost Shaka the other time. These are players by that
Yeah.
actually had an
Okay, they
impact.
lost Shaka and got who? They bought
Jorginho,
Jorginho.
who was
Who they
hardly
sold-
playing,
who sold
who
him?
went to Fluminense or
He's actually
something.
at the
Flamengo,
Club
yeah.
World Cup, playing very well.
Hmm.
That team is playing very, very
Sports,
well.
there's the best Brazilian outfit we have
It's
now.
playing very well. I really enjoy seeing them play.
Mm.
Hey, they can meet the winger, the right back we are
Mm.
getting is on Jorginho's team. The right back on
Hey.
that team is the one. He has a funny name. Funny
I'll
name.
tell you that's the Simea Estevao. Is it done? No?
No.
Estevao is done
at
going
Chelsea,
to.
I think.
Mm.
I'll remember the name, but he's playing on that team.
So which means you guys are only going head to head with Liverpool.
You're going head to head with Liverpool because they're already good and they've still brought in players that are going to compete with the ones they already, had. Like if you have Sobosla and you now have Vitz, they both can't play on the same pitch. So they have to compete for that. And in that competition, you get results. Kakes is Robertson still around?
He's around, but I think there's a move is imminent. But I think he's still around as of now, as of today, he's still
They are
there.
replacing all the right. Trent, of course, that's a no-brainer with replacing him with
Hey.
Frimpong. So Liverpool has really done the right thing. Lose your good player, bring a rather young and better player. Because I'll tell you, Frimpong is actually better than Trent. I'll say that.
True, correct.
Because Trent is only good
when you're attacking.
when he's attacking. Frimpong, hey.
Frimpong is electric as well.
Yeah, electric. It gives me Nuno Mendes vibes.
Electric.
I don't know if he's as fast as that, but he gives me those vibes. And he's very good in the box.
He is.
Not just creating, but actually scoring.
He scores
well.
goals.
So, yeah, I think Liverpool will be our main opponent.
So I think.
Actually, no, we shall be Liverpool's main opponent. I don't want it to get twisted and say we are winning and then they are.
So for us, I think at the moment we've left the league for you guys. You'll do what you want. We'll just be there with you guys.
Yeah, just leave the league for Liverpool and us.
We'll just be there. We play call with you guys.
But I think that's what happened last season. When Arsenal bottled it, we knew 1, 2, 3 are settled. Just we'll look for the top, the other top 4.
It's okay. We shall go back to the drawing board when the time comes. Aside from that, I think it's been nice having you, Trevor, on set. It's been nice catching up on Man City things. There's things I didn't know about. The whole average age of like the players and all. I didn't know most of those things.
I told you Scott Carson was 39 years.
And the man has won like 6 trophies.
Yeah.
And he has only played, I don't think he's played.
He played a total of 90 minutes. When you wrap up all 90 minutes.
So I think the only thing that we will be building on now is we'll just have to wait. It's only now time that will tell us what we've actually discussed here. It's been nice having you on set.
Yeah.
Once again, it's been nice coming to Chanja. The weather's been like trying to rain and not rain, but like I said, Calibas Bar and Lodging is the place that we're going to be shooting our content one of these days. Just come to Chanja and then we vibe in Chanja. There's very many people that stay in Chanja these days, eh? So if you're probably around, just come through and we chill.
All the
Um,
youth are in Janja. Chira, and what's his name? Semoju.
hey,
All of them are
yeah,
there.
all of us are in. We want the energy. That's the energy we want. So aside from that, don't forget in everything I'm telling you guys going forward. Don't forget to like the content. Don't forget to
Yes,
like
don't
share.
forget to share, like, and subscribe to Mr. Vamos Dissects.
And then if I told you probably want to come on set as well, but still I'm still trying to like master my Luganda easy. I got a comment the other day that I'm not really capturing the guys that can speak Luganda. My Luganda is still it's still not Lugandaring a bit, yeah, but I'm still working on it. Eh? So in case you have your Luganda and you think you can speak it, you never know. I might be looking for like a push to like begin to add some Luganda. But in case you want to come on set as well and dissect a few things,
Yep.
you probably think you want the stuff you want to say, but you don't have a platform. I'll probably give you the platform. And from us here at Mr. Vamos Dissects, I think it's been real. It's been nice. We go again another time. Peace.